It's pretty common to see someone survive in a horror movie, since the general feeling is that a heroic character or a true weasel is going to get out of the tight spot and survive where no one else can. There are a lot of horror movies out there just like this, and people like them, but every now and again there are those that no one gets out alive. Sometimes though, when the screenwriter is feeling particularly cruel, the entire cast will be wiped out. Whether it's to set up a sequel or to simply prove how hopeless the situation is. From evil witches and radioactivity to flesh-eating diseases and ravenous sharks, there are a near infinite amount of obstacles that prevent survivors from being a lasting descriptor. If you're looking for some of the more pessimistic examples the genre has to offer, here are the horror movies that show no mercy for their cast of characters. If you're in the mood for a bit of goriest deaths, the following clip, as you can imagine, contains mature content. You have been warned.
What do you think, babe? Hey, Space Cadet, you want to come back down to Earth?
What if we didn't change anything?
What are you talking about?
What if us being here, right now, was the plan from the beginning?
Number 9, Cabin Fever. This is where we have split hairs a bit since the main cast members and the supporting cast die in this one, save for the old man at the store, but we are not counting him whether you like it or not. The main campers, those that end up contracting the deadly virus that none of them know about, end up dying one way or another. The cowardly bugger that goes into seclusion once he realizes that everyone around him is infected doesn't even survive, since instead of bugging out and getting out of the woods, he goes back to the cabin and is shot dead upon exiting. Yeah, people do some stupid things in horror movies, but we enjoy watching, don't we? Number 8, 28 Weeks Later. Set 6 months after the initial outbreak, 28 Weeks Later is a more than worthy sequel to 28 Days Later. With the army keeping the pandemic in check, 2 young siblings are reunited with their father in the quarantine zone, causing a chain reaction that leads to another wave of the virus. The final shots of the film reveal the 2 children escaped to France, but with Andy an unknown carrier of the virus. The scenes of a deserted Paris make it clear that the rage virus has destroyed another country, setting up the third entry that unfortunately never came. Number 7, Dawn of the Dead. Dawn of the Dead follows Anna, a nurse who lives in a suburban neighborhood with his husband Louis. This movie didn't pull any punches as it started seriously straight away, killing a small child. She comes with a group that arrives together in a shopping mall to try and strategize against the horde outside. Eventually, the survivors realize that they can't stay there and turn buses into death mobiles. Then, they head out to the docks to sail their escape boat into the sunset. However, things didn't go as planned. After plenty of explosions and secret infectious bites, the small pocket of survivors makes it to their watery freedom. As the credits roll, on the other hand, a found footage continuation plays out showing the survivors pulling up to an island that turns out to be crawling with zombies. Number 6, Quarantine. A remake of the Spanish cult classic, Quarantine is a found footage film that follows late-night reporter Angela, Jennifer Carpenter, as she records a segment at a fire department. When a call comes in, Angela and her cameraman Scott ride along with the firefighters, ultimately becoming trapped in an apartment building as it is overrun with zombies. Retreating to the attic, Scott is killed and Angela reaches for his camera, before being dragged screaming into the darkness. Ironically enough, this final shot of the film was also used as its poster, spoiling the ending in the marketing. Number 5, Final Destination 3. Remember the first Final Destination movies? There's no skipping one person or another this time around. It might take a while, but death comes around again at the end of the movie to remind the survivors that nobody gets out alive and that death will always take its due when one least expects it. The only difference is that the second time the survivors are given a chance to survive, it's already too late, almost as though death is gloating by showing the young woman its designs at the last second before she can pull out to safety. Of course, that's attributing a very human trait to an enigmatic force, but it's more comfortable that way. Number 4, Downrange. When a group of carpooling college students suffer a flat tire on a deserted highway, they soon become targeted by a hidden sniper. Downrange is vicious, cruel, and bloodthirsty as the teens are picked off with deadly accuracy, heads and limbs being blown open with every shot. With most of the cast dead, lone survivor Jody reaches the sniper and attempts to shoot him with his own gun. When it jams, she instead beats him to death with it. The final blow causes the rifle to unjam, firing a killing round into Jody's throat, ending the film on an appropriately bleak ending. Number 3, The Cabin in the Woods. When 5 friends journey to an isolated cabin for a weekend away, bad things begin to happen as the youths are picked off one by one. Think you have heard this story before? Think again. Throughout The Cabin in the Woods, it is made clear that this is not a basic horror movie, and this is emphasized even further with the revelation that the teens must die in order to appease the Ancient Ones. When Dana refuses to kill her friend Marty, which would result in her being the final girl, these giant, evil gods awake from their slumber and destroy the earth. Number 2, Wrong Turn 4, Bloody Beginnings. However, while the movie may not be perfect, the Wrong Turn franchise does boast one bizarrely impressive slasher franchise achievement. Thanks to their strange chronology, Wrong Turn 4, Bloody Beginnings, and Wrong Turn 5, Bloodlines both end with the cannibals slaying all the heroes, leaving no token final survivor to make it to the next movie in the series. Nonetheless, this makes the Wrong Turn movies one of the only slasher franchises to leave no one but the villain standing. Wrong Turn 4 features the more aggressively hopeless ending, with the film's entire cast being killed off save for the villainous trio of killer siblings. Set in an abandoned asylum, Wrong Turn 4 establishes a cast of potential survivors more annoying and less well-equipped than those of the original movie, and it is no surprise that many are quickly killed off. However, when apparent final girl Sarah overpowers One Eye and steals a snowmobile to make a daring escape, her prospects seem promising, only for her to then be decapitated by a razor wire trap alongside the friend she saved, Kenya. Number 1, Final Destination 5. The Final Destination series features so much death that it's never a surprise when a character dies. However, this series manages to kill the last characters in a way that surprises the audience. Throughout the entire movie, the audience is led to believe that the movie takes place in modern day. But the final deaths in the movie reveal that it is, in fact, a prequel to the first Final Destination movie. By leaving no survivors, the movie pulled off the biggest surprise in the entire franchise. Do you agree with our picks? Are there any horror movies with no survivors we've left out? Let us know in the comments. For more top 10s, be sure to subscribe to Best of Best Movies.
You okay?
Oh shit. Not again.
We're gonna get out!